So I'm here today with Dr. Josefina Monasterio, and she is an author of Vibrant at Any Age. She is a bodybuilding champion. She's a TV host. She's a public speaker. She's a wellness and life coach, and she's 72 years young.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Great to be with you.
Yes, it's such an honor for me to be able to pick your brain. I'm always looking for ways to stay young and vibrant. And as I move along the aging process, I came across your Instagram page. And initially I was like, no. I was shocked. But after I learned more about you and I scrolled through some more of your videos and then I looked at your book, you basically confirmed my assumptions about what taking care of your body, especially after the age of 40, can do for a person.
Absolutely.
So I read that you didn't start bodybuilding until you were 59. Is that I read that correctly?
That's correct. 59 years old, Melissa, and I didn't have a clue what bodybuilding was. I will go to the gym, you know, like everybody. You go to the gym, you do cardio. You don't even look at the dumbbells. If you do one or two, that's it. You know, but the main thing is cardio. And I was one of those people until we have a few hurricanes here in my area. I live in Florida. And I met my coach. He's still my coach. And he started talking to me and mentioned bodybuilding. And I said, well, what is that? I don't know what that is. So he explained to me. And he said, you can be good at it. He said, but I don't know how to train that. Yeah. He said, I will train you. And he got me, he said to me, we start in January because it was at the end of the year. It was like in December when we met. And then in January 2005, I started training with him. By June, he takes me to my first competition in Bridgeton here in Florida. And I won the whole thing. And of course, when you knew, you go and ask the judges, what can I do to improve? And they told me, you have a great stage presentation. You have a great symmetry. You're going to give them a run for their money. That was in my first show.
Wow.
Of course. Go ahead.
What's the age group for your?
When I competed the first time, I don't even remember, but I'm pretty sure it was not open class. Probably was over 40. And the competition I won last night, it was over 40. So, yes, exactly. So my first one, I'm pretty sure it's over 40. If I look at my trophy going back to that time, it will be like that. But then slowly I started opening my opportunities about doing open class. Why limit myself to a 40, a 50, a 60 number? Why? And then one day I mentioned it to my coach, and of course I was afraid, you know, because now you're taking another step. Right. And he said, okay, let's do it. And my first open class that I did, I won. And then I've been doing it since then.
Wow.
But it is amazing, to finish that thought. It's amazing when we are open to the opportunities that life presents to us. Because if I would have said to my coach, well, you know what, I'm too old. I'm 59 years old. That never crossed my mind, never. And he didn't see number on me. He saw potential. He said, you can be good at it. He didn't care about how old I was. He didn't have a clue how old I was. But this is the amazing thing I learned through this experience, that how we limit ourselves. Because if I would have said I'm too old, I will never, Melissa, have the success and experience the success that I'm having to this day. Never. And then as a consequence of that, I have written 3 books. I will never have written my book if I didn't say yes to that opportunity. You see how we can keep evolving?
Yes.
And this is the mentality mainly with women, that they think, well, you know, and I get tons of messages from them telling me, oh, I'm so glad, you know, I'm 40 and I thought it was all over. And women think that a certain age, a certain number, then you box yourself, okay, this is my future now. I get old, I get fat, I get wrinkled, I'm good for nothing, I get in the corner, I'm just raising my grandchildren, babysitting my grandchildren, and it's this kind of mentality. And it's totally, if that's your choice, more power to you. But there is another way.
There is another way.
It's another way. You can have your grandchildren. You can be a sexy grandma.
Yes. So you are chronologically 35 years of age.
Yes.
Or biologically.
Biologically.
Biologically. Yeah.
Chronological 72. See, this is a great point, Melissa, because you cannot control the time you were born. You cannot control the year I was born. But I can control how I age and how I live my life. I can control those things are out of my control. So because I'm out of my control, I think, let me see things that I can do to improve that situation. And that's how I always been. I always focus, what can I do to make it better? It must be a better way, because that way, that look of 72 or a 70 years old woman doesn't fit in my mentality. That doesn't fit with me. I see them walking around with a walker, with a cane, in the wheelchair, and I know if I ask them, how old are you? They will tell me like in the 60s and 50s, never 70, okay? And I used to feel sorry for them. Now I don't, because I realize it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Don't you think that there's like, they've been programmed to believe that that is the destiny, right?
Absolutely. And you and I are here to change that mentality, to change that paradigm. That's the way. Yes. Because, you read in my books, I believe the older you get, because what makes sense to me, Melissa, is the older you get, the better you should be. Mm-hmm. See, the discrimination should be there from the time you're born until you turn 30. I'm just kidding with that. But I think that all that, because why, Melissa? You have experience. You already have your career, or you have something that you want to work on. You already have probably more money, your wife, with your investments or your money or whatever. But you have more to look forward to. Instead of thinking, now my best, see, I call them my best years, because in my best years, I can be the best. I don't have my children are gone. I have the time for me. I just can be me, and I can evolve. And this is a fascinating thing. And I'm gonna keep talking. Is that okay with you?
Oh, it's fine. Yes, absolutely.
Because what happens is also okay, you raise you raise your children. You marry, you have a husband, then you have your children, then you raise your children. What I found, and not too many people talk about it, because I think people are scared to say it. But you keep evolving. So once you break from that role of motherhood, you always be the mother of your children, but you're not a mother anymore in the sense of providing, taking care of them. Like, the way I feel for me is I'm Josefina now. I'm the woman who was born in 1946. I have my husband, my children, my career, my job, going to school, doing this, the mom, the daughter, the hermana, all this role. Now I'm free from all those roles.
Yes.
I'm free. I'm free. I don't know. I mean, it's an unbelievable sense of freedom. But I also found that for me, I'm going to speak for me to have a sense of freedom, the previous role, you have to put the best, and you have to do it 100% to the best of your ability. Because I look back and I don't have any regrets about raising my children. I don't have any regrets, nothing. Because when I was in that position, I was there like this, focused like crazy. So when you get to the point I'm at, you feel, this sense of keep evolving. And then what happens, you find new talents in you, because your only talent is not just to be a mother, a wife, a grandmother, this kind. Your talent is about you. It's about your potential. It's about potential. You were born like I was born with the potential to write, and I didn't know that until last year. I didn't know that. So we have to give ourselves the opportunity not to let society to condition, like you were saying previously, Melissa, condition us to believe, well, now the other day I saw on TV these commercials about promoting the walker. Now they have this new walker that you can be straight instead of bending now. And I'm thinking, instead of promoting a walker, why don't you promote people to have a good posture, to walk, to, the good stuff? No, because now it's a market for making you old. So you buy the pills and you buy the medication and you buy the walker and you buy the cane. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, you don't subscribe to it. That's like, I tell people all the time, I don't subscribe to I call it not the healthcare industry. And I worked in healthcare for like 12 years. I don't really consider it a healthcare industry. I call it consider it a sick care industry.
Yeah, it is.
They're not, I see things that they're starting to, change a little bit, but it's a sickness industry, and it's ultimately about prevention, and that's not what we've been taught. We haven't been taught prevention.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to just take the magic pill, whatever that pill is, and think that their symptoms are going to go away, and they just won't, because you have to put the work in.
And you do.
You can't take the pill and still eat the junk food and still, have the negative thoughts and not work out and think that that's going to solve your problems, because it's not.
Exactly. Because you have, the choices, like you just said, you have to put the work into it.
Yes.
Because it's easier, Melissa, and you know it, I know it. It's easier to give up.
Yes.
To look like I look and to look like you do. We have to work at it every single day.
Every day.
It's not easy. I'm not going to tell people, oh, no, it's easy. No. It's a thing that you make up your mind, and this is the way you're going to exercise, and this is the way you're going to eat, and this is the way you're going to look, and that's it. But that is work. Getting fat, ugly, wrinkled, and lazy, that is no big deal. Everybody can do that. And that's why people like you and very few people like me are looking this way, because I'm not afraid to put the discipline, to do the work, to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, to train, to pay coaches to kick my ass, because I know I have potential and I know I can be better. And thank God my coaches are the same with me. They don't thinking, oh, well, Josefina, at your age, you have to be careful with that, No. And don't dare, because I will fire them like immediately.
Well, that's what I wanted. I would like for you to go through a typical day for you.
Okay, so typical day for me, and this is every day. I get up at 3 o'clock, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I do believe I have to develop my body, my mind, my spirit.
Yes.
So first, from 3 o'clock in the morning until 4:30, that's my spiritual work. Mm-hmm. That's when I connect with God. That is when I pray, meditate, I read my Bible. There's an hour and a half there just getting this power, developing my spiritual muscle. Because the spirit has to be. If you don't cultivate the spirit, it's like the muscle. If you don't train them, they're gonna get weak, and you will not have muscle.
Right.
So that's from 3 to 4:30, and the only thing I have is my black coffee while I'm doing that. And at 4:30, I get out of my house, I drive to my beach, which is across the street from me, a park that I have there. I park my car there, and then I walk 3 miles. And while I'm walking at 4:30 in the morning, then I'm really connecting with the power of creation. I'm really enjoying the moon, the stars, the silence, the smell of the flowers. And it's just an amazing, and that's like my conversation with God. I talk out loud to God like I'm talking to you. I will listen. Sometimes most of the time I talk, and sometimes I listen and I get my answers. And then coming back, then I start jogging. I don't run anymore because it's not good for my muscles. So I just a very light jog. I jog back, and then I get back to my car, and then I drive back to the park, and then I do yoga for about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes yoga. And then the sun rises at 6:35 right now. Then I do my blog, the Sunrise and Shine, and that's live. And what we do, we watch the sunrise and we meditate and we just share, ideas at the moment, the day, the beauty of the day, the magnificence of the day, the power of the day, how we start the day in a positive way. So it takes a life of its own at that moment, just takes off. And we have people from all over the world watching that blog in the morning.
That's
and
great.
then, yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing. So by 7:30, I get back to my house, and then I have my oatmeal, which I cooked before I left. I have my oatmeal, and then by 10 o'clock, I'm getting back in my car, going to the gym, because that's when I train with my coaches for 1 hour. People think I spend all day at the gym. I spend 1 hour with my coach on Mondays and Wednesdays, and my other coach 1 hour on Thursdays and Saturdays, which I do legs twice a week, and then I do all shoulders and back twice a week. Because I believe the part of your body that you need work, and that you feel that I don't need to have a coach for my chest. I can work my chest, but my legs, I have to have somebody who push me in my legs.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the squat. I want to have somebody partying you,
Right.
You gotta be smart. I don't want to injure myself or anything like that. So, and then what happened after my workout, then I come home, and then I have clients from 2:30 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And previously, before I leave my house, when I come home in the morning and I have my own meal, from 8 to 9 is my writing time. It's when I sit in the computer and my books flow. All the inspiration flows for the book. Yeah.
Your day is full.
Yes.
That's good. I think that's good because I mean, they say if you don't use it, you lose it, right? I mean, what's the point in sitting in front of a TV, looking at everybody else's life, and you're not living your own that way?
Exactly.
So you're literally living life. That's what you do.
Totally. I very few minutes I watch TV, because it's an environment very polluted, very contaminated, very negative.
Yes.
Everything you put that thing on, the world is falling apart, and I know the world is not falling apart because every morning I talk to God and I see God's creation. Exactly, His beauty, His creation, the favor that He does for me. I mean, last night, this is what happened last night. So you can see how important it is, development of the spirit. Traditionally, since I've been bodybuilding for 11 years, my meal is chicken quesadilla. That's when I have my cheat meal. Like people said to me, "Oh, you have a cheat meal every week?" Hell no, I don't have a cheat meal every week.
It's after a competition. It's after a competition.
It's after a competition. I deserve it. That's a cheat meal. Yeah. So every time I go, we find out, and of course, last night it was in Palm Beach, and I know exactly what to do. I finished my competition. We walk, city place, and it's restaurants, and it's very, very, very alive city. It's pow. Yes. And then I said to my friend Cynthia, she went with me, and said, "Cynthia, we're coming out of the competition, and now I'm gonna put my sneakers on, and we're gonna go to city place, and we're gonna find a Mexican restaurant. I don't know what it is." And then for some reason we keep walking, and I said to Cynthia, maybe they have Mexican food here. And I said, okay. So we asked somebody who works at the Hilton, and he said, well, I don't think so, but go there at the restaurant, which is a very good place, and there, because I see them always posting on Instagram. And she said, maybe ask them, maybe they do. And so I go there and talk to them. The manager comes, and I said, you know what? I have my trophies with me. I just competed, and my meal for the day is all I haven't eaten for 2 weeks, and I like to have chicken quesadilla and a mojito. And he said, well, we don't make chicken quesadillas, but we have chicken. Let me see what I can do. And he managed to make the most amazing chicken quesadilla that my friend and I had last night. And the punchline is, as we're sitting enjoying our meal, the chicken quesadilla divine, it starts light rain and then pouring rain.
Oh, wow.
Exactly, because we were going to walk.
Walking. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we were so thankful. And I said, Cynthia, this is what happened when you're so connected with God, with the Creator, that He protects you in the way that, no, Josefina, no, you're not going to walk. You're going to get here because you're going to get soaking wet. And it was, we did a little videos and we put it in the story on Instagram. But this is so what that is so important for people to cultivate body, mind, spirit, because then what happens, your emotions will be beautiful. You won't have this. People ask me, well, do you have a drama hard time? No, I don't. Not because I'm a specialist. It's because when you develop this spirit, you make such a connection that this distraction here of drama and stuff doesn't bother you, because you don't focus on that. You focus in the greatness and the beauty and the awesomeness of your life. Like I was so thankful last night. Thank you, because we would have been soaking wet. We would have been running someplace to find. It would have been crazy, because that place, city place in Palm Beach, is packed in the weekends. There's people, and they were having the lighting of the Christmas tree. So they were telling the competitors to come earlier because of the traffic was going to be so bad. So it's just amazing. And that is just to illustrate how powerful is to have that connection, because you get into it and you hear, no, do this. And to distinguish that, it takes practice like a bodybuilding.
Like a muscle, like working a muscle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that is amazing.
So go ahead.
I would imagine that, like, some people would say, well, I don't have all that time that Josefina has. You know, her career is her, you know, her competition. And what would you recommend to a person that is maybe making excuses? We understand that you don't have 4 hours in your day to do that. What are some tips that they could incorporate into their life to make sure that they're nourishing those parts?
Well, the main tip is what you just said. Stop finding excuses. Let me tell you why. Before bodybuilding, when I had my children, from my time I was in my 35, I had my 2 children, 2 daughters. Okay. I had a full-time job in Cambridge High School in Massachusetts.
Right.
I have to be at the school system at 7:30 in the morning. I work until 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon after the school is over. Then I have to go pick up my kids to the babysitter, and then I have to go home, and then I have to cook, and then I have to go food shopping. I have to do my laundry, and I did that for 17 years.
Right.
In order for me to exercise at that time in my life, and that's when I started getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And in Massachusetts, at 4 o'clock in the morning, in the winter time, going out to run, it takes guts.
Yeah, definitely.
And somebody's telling me, well, I don't have the time. No, mommy, you don't tell me that you don't have the time, and don't tell me that I had the time to spend it at the gym, because when I had and I still have a full schedule, but I make the time to do it.
Yeah,
right.
It's priorities.
It's a priority. So if it was important to me, because I knew this, Melissa, if I did it, because at that time I was a runner, I wasn't a bodybuilder or anything like that. If I didn't go running, and people who run knows this, when you are a runner, you have to run, because you start getting depressed. you know, you need to run. And then I found out, if I didn't run, I was going to kill my kids, because, you know, and then dealing with teenagers all day long, you know, with teenagers, you know what I mean?
High school.
In high school, you know, and I was working in 5 different subjects, because I was bilingual. So I had to teach science, math, and English, and Spanish, and all this kind of thing. But anyway, so when people say, they cannot tell me, no, I don't have the time. No, darling, you don't make the time.
You don't make the time.
Make the time. Get up half an hour earlier when the kids are sleeping, and do your exercises at home if you want to. Yeah. You know, my husband used to come home from work because he knew that I needed, for some reason I didn't go running in the morning, that I needed to go out and do my exercises, because nobody was going to be happy. I was going to be the meanest bitch in the place, you know, because I need to exercise. Yeah. So It's a priority. It's a priority. It's about values. What are your values? Are you valuing your health? If you value your health, and your health is the greatest gift that you can give to your children and your family, then no, why not take care of yourself?
Yeah.
Why be the type? I mean, my daughter don't even call me or anything. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to, oh, Mom, are you okay? Mom, did you take your medication? No, I'm in better shape than they are. And because the greatest gift any woman can give to their family is for her to be vibrant, to be healthy, to feel terrific, to take care of herself, to keep evolving, to keep learning, to keep doing things, to keep evolving as a human being. And you know what happens? Your kids adore you. Your husband is like a mesmerized, and everybody is like a wow. You know, but that's what all of us supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And what happened is when you started talking, Melissa, society has trained us to believe, okay, after 50, you're good for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no value. Now you have no value.
Right. Which is so not true. Well, there's definitely a group of us, and I'm going to be tagging you in that group. Like pro-aging, you know, like just this group that's saying they're defiant and they're saying, no, I'm not gonna do it. So you're kind of like a leader in the movement because, I mean, you already have proven that it works.
Absolutely.
So,
This year, Melissa, and I have the papers there, this year, what is the belief system in the world? The belief system is after you turn 30, then after 30, you start decreasing your muscle mass. Forget about 40. Now you're really done. So this year, I started this year when I did the test, I started my lean muscle mass was 99 pounds. I have the papers you want me, I get up and I get them. 99 pounds on lean muscle mass.
yes.
Last week before my competition, I did the test again and 103 pounds of lean muscle mass.
So you're more.
72 years old, 4 pounds, Melissa, and I don't take steroids. I don't take supplements. I don't take pills. I don't take vitamins. I don't use, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying nothing is that bad, but I don't do it. I don't. Last night, just for a kick, because I'm a nun in the industry now, so I'm talking to the head judge, Dick Warren, who's a great friend. Well, it's a good friend. He's the judges that know me from when I started. So I talking to Dick last night and said, hey, what can I do to get better? And they always give me this answer. Just keep doing what you're doing. Because they know I'm a natural.
Because it's working. Yeah.
And I'm natural. I'm competing there. Like last night I got third place, but I'm natural. The other two, and they're juiced. And that's fine with me. Because I don't care, Melissa. I compete, and if so far in all my competitions, I get first place or second place, but I place.
Yes.
I place. And for me, it's always a first place because I'm natural. I'm not taking any steroid. I'm not taking nothing. No, not even supplement. Not even protein drinks.
That's funny that you said that, because that was actually one of my next questions. You don't take, I mean, there's people that spend so much money on supplements and the superfoods, and I'm guilty of it too, because I'm always looking for the thing that's going to keep me young, right? So the industry is telling you, oh, well, you need to take this and you need to take that, and now there's this whole anti-aging thing that's taking place and longevity thing that's taking place, and they're going to start rolling out all these pills, and I'm intrigued by it all. But you're literally telling me that you stay as close to nature as possible, you eat a whole foods diet, and actually I wanted to talk to you about your skincare regimen, because I noticed that you only use coconut oil.
Yeah, exactly. As a young woman, I tried all the creams, Shiseido, this cream, you name it when you're younger. I try all this stuff. But my grandmother used to make coconut oil.
Right.
And then I used to grind the coconut. I was the one, how do you say, rayar? Grinding the coconut oil.
Grate it
by hand. you know, at that time, I mean, I wasn't 12 years old, 10, 11, 12 years old. And
so that was like the old, like the brown coconut?
yeah, you get a coconut, you cut it, then you take the, you know, the coconut meat out, you know, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then you grate it.
Yeah, grate it.
Yeah, you grate it. And then she take the result of that, and then she start cooking, and then she gets coconut oil. And that's the only thing she put in her skin. Well, I went out and I tried, you know, you get independent and you buy all the creams. And then finally I realized that this doesn't make any sense. You know, it's just like, and the same thing happened with the supplement, because as a bodybuilder, I see everybody boom, 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 boom. And I tried that stuff, and that stuff made me sick, and I got bloated, and I got burping, and I said, this is not normal. And I stopped, you know, because I tried it too, you know. Not the steroids, but the supplement, the pill, the creatine, the parada, this before workout, after workout, you know, it's crazy, it's insane. Yeah. And you spend like over $300 a month in that kind of junk. Because now for me, it's like junk, because for me, didn't work at all. So my grandmother, that's what she used for her skin. So I went back to my roots. So the only thing I use for my cleaning, like after I finish talking to you, I'm done for the day. And I use my pure coconut oil. And then I wash it with a little bit hot water, you know. And then you get a nice moisturizer for $18 in Amazon. One of the ones that has retin A. Any one that you like that has retin A. No more than the one I get is $18 in Amazon. And then it's my moisturizer. And then, of course, I always, you always see me shining, because I always have my skin with coconut oil.
Yeah, I don't even see any wrinkles or anything.
No, because it's just like it's moisturizer, you know, it stays moist. It stays moist instead of, and the skin gets dry, and it cracks, and it looks old, and it looks like a paper, you know, those kind of wrinkled paper. So that's all I do. That's for my skin.
Yes.
And, you know, I make sure, like, one thing, I never go to bed with makeup on. Never. That's, even if you don't wear makeup, you have to clean your face because the skin is your largest organ. And if you don't take care of it, then, you know, sometimes we ignore it. The skin is feel like a neglected child.
Right.
Oh my God, you know, take care of your skin. She's nice, you know.
Yeah. I do some body brushing.
Yes, okay. Yeah, me too, because I have to do it before competition. Yeah. I should do it more often. Like lately, I done it like maybe once a month or once every 2 months, because I forget. But before competition, I have to scrub, exfoliate, you know.
Yeah.
Exfoliate so to take all the dead cells. Then you have to paint. You know, you put the color on.
Right.
But yes, that's my skincare. It's very inexpensive.
It's very simple. Like that's what I read in your book. Keep it simple. Even the foods, right? So I have videos out there where I make these extravagant meals, but I'm not posting it a lot, because I mean, honestly, most of my days it's very simple meals, and it's the same meal that people don't want to keep hearing what I eat every day, right? But I like what you said in the book, that, I mean, food is kind of personal. We all have, you know, different bodies, so what works for you might not work for the other person. Like, you were trying to eat a lot of rice, and it really didn't work out for you, so you found what works for you. So is your typical day the same kind of meals?
Yes, very yes, Melissa, it's the same. It's the chick. I just had a beautiful, but see what happened is, when you into this, it's the same, but it's different every meal. I just finished before I started talking to you. I made a beautiful, I took chicken breast, cut in small pieces, and then I added, you know, soy sauce. Now I can add soy sauce because I'm not competing. If I'm competing, you know, the salt will be too high.
Right.
But now I'm splurging, so I add some soy sauce, garlic powder, and onions and black pepper. And then I started cooking the chicken, but you have to do it with love. And the chicken, if you do this with love, you see that every time you make your meal, it tastes different. And then I got this thing that we call onoto. I don't know how to translate it in English, but
I've heard of it.
onoto, and I have it with olive oil, and I add a little bit of onoto to make it red. And then I started cooking that chicken, and then I add a little bit of ketchup to it, and and then quarter of a cup of rice, 1/4. That I measure it, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Because that's a splurging to me. I use rice for a splurge, not as my regular meal, my regular thing. So I make sure it's 1/4 of rice, cup of rice. And mama, that I let it cook. And I was looking at it, and I was looking at it, was cooking. And then the water got very low and started like frying it, like you frying it. Oh my God, it was fine. It was because I already ate it.
Yeah. But it's the simplicity of the meal, and it's the, like you said, it's the love that you put behind it and the appreciation.
Yes, the joy you put into it, because you're gonna be nurturing your body.
Yeah.
And that is a sense of reverence. And this is why for me, I never call my life or my routine. My routine is my ritual.
Yes.
Because a ritual has a sense of respect and reverence and love. And you do this for yourself, and you feel so good. I mean, it's amazing.
Right. I just feel like you're confirming what I'm doing, and I still feel like I'm on the right track. I mean, I've done everything, Josefina. I've done from Atkins all the way to a raw food diet. And along that journey that I started when I was in my 30s doing all of this. And I've come to the place where it's just about eating real food.
Yes.
If you're eating real food, your body is literally being nourished. So it's not looking for a massive amount of food, because your body is getting the nutrition that it needs. So it only needs a certain amount. And that's another problem that people have, is they're thinking that they have to eat these portion sizes that they really don't have to, because that's another thing that we've been taught in our society, that our plates are supposed to be so big. But I'm working on that with my son right now. I'm starting to minimize his portion sizes, and it's amazing the changes that he's already seeing, because my family were foodies, from my great grandmother. Somebody's always in the kitchen cooking something. So I've had a tendency to make all of these things and feed my kids, and now they're teenagers now, so they're becoming aware that, I can't just eat that whole bowl of whatever, because it's too much. It's too many calories. I don't really need all that. So I try not to over preach to them. I try to tell them, I've given you the information, I've planted the seed, and now when you're ready to implement that information, then it's there. It's instilled in you. So food is just such a a touchy subject for most people. But simplicity, it just goes back to simplicity.
Exactly. And one of the things that I found with my children, modeling. When you model the example, you are the example, because you're the mom. I'm the mom.
Yes.
And I remember my kids, teenagers, and after they started, getting mine on their own, they would go to their friends to eat junk food.
Yeah.
Yeah, juicy, this and that. Well, I'm going to my friends so I can have that, because we always were conscious about it. So and as a teenager, they will do their thing, eating the whatever. But then they grew up in this environment, and now they say, "Mom, thank you for not feeding us junk."
Yeah.
Their friends now, and they are in their 30s, late 30s. My daughters, all their friends are overweight.
They're overweight.
They're
probably going to start getting on medication soon.
Absolutely. So that modeling to the children is so powerful, because you can tell them anything you want, but if you don't set the example, it won't work.
That's correct. Yeah, I agree 100% with that.
My kids cannot argue with me because they see me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's right. That's right. They can't argue.
My youngest one sent me a text in Instagram, and one of the pictures said, "Mom, I'm so proud of you." You
That's
know, yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
feels
Beautiful.
good. That feels good.
Yeah.
So you, I saw a video that you have out there that you have 5 steps to looking 5 to 10 years younger.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it's kind of like what we've already been talking about, but can you give those 5 steps to the listener?
Okay, so which one do you have there?
Well, you mean the video that I saw?
Oh, okay. So because I have, okay, so the main thing I think to look young, number one is your attitude.
Attitude.
So I'm always evolving, so I might give you 5 different ways now.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Give me from your experience
exactly
now.
Where I'm at right now.
Yes.
The main thing is the attitude, because what you just mentioned, you work with people and people tell you, I don't have the time to do this. She has all day, right? Attitude. What is your attitude towards life, and what is your attitude towards yourself? That's going to determine your success or your failure, right?
Yeah.
So number one, so that will be attitude. Number two, then will be taking care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. Your body, we already talked about it. You need to eat right. You need to exercise, and you need to rest. Resting is as important as training. And minimize your stress level. How do you minimize your stress level? Number one, when you exercise, you minimize the stress. You have to do activities like cultivating your spirit, right? Because you meditate, you pray, you center, you put yourself in a different level. Your plane of reality is different when you start elevating yourself from this plane to this plane. And the more you work, we start like this, and then we start evolving. And in the beginning, we jump back and forth. But as the distance start, you get in the distance bigger, it's more difficult to jump back. It's very hard for me to eat junk. It's very hard for me cheat meal. And people say, you have a cheat meal every week. What the hell is that? Because you are in such a different plane of reality. So the nutrition, the exercise, the rest, the stress, what else did I say?
Well, you were saying mind, body, spirit.
Yes, exactly. So it's the mind. Okay, so the one I left out was the mind. The mind, you read my book, the mind is critical. Because everything starts in your thinking. If a person, their thinking is, I don't have the time, darling, you're absolutely right. You don't have the time. Because this is what you've been feeding. Your conscious mind is feeding your subconscious mind. I don't have the time. So if I want to exercise, the subconscious mind tells me, no, Josefina, but you've been telling me for 72 years that you don't have the time. So you don't have the time, so you're not going to exercise. And people, they should get my first book, because in my first book, I explain how the mind works. And it's because we have this biological computer that we train that computer. It's like programming your computer. Then you start programming with negative thinking, negative affirmation, said you cannot behave differently than what you think. You can't.
And what has been programmed.
Absolutely. And you cannot do it by willpower and discipline. No, mommy, because you're always going to go back to square one. You have to change your thinking. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to start telling yourself, I have the time to do anything I want. I exercise and I train every day for vitality and balance. And in my website, I have they can download the affirmation CD. If anything that you can get is only $10, you can invest $10. You go to my website, drjosefina.com, and then you download the affirmation CD. Okay. All the CDs are way, but the affirmation, because the first step for changing and looking younger and staying vibrant is to change your thinking. So you have to change. Okay, and some people might be thinking, yeah, to change my thinking, but how do I do it? How do you do it? With affirmation. You have to, example, if you're telling yourself, oh, I don't have time to exercise, my affirmation say, I exercise and I train every day for vitality and balance. And you keep repeating your affirmations until you delete that affirmation from the subconscious mind. And then what that you have is I exercise and I train every day for vitality and balance. And here you start looking the options that you have the time, because the subconscious mind stimulates the creative subconscious, and the creative subconscious start telling Melissa, look, you're from 4 o'clock in the morning to 5, you can exercise. You know, the gym is open from 5 to 6, you can exercise. And the create, it's amazing, Melissa, we are such an amazing creatures, you know, because we got everything in here. Everything, but it's the programming. It is the programming. It's, you know, even the Bible says, double-minded man is unstable in all his way. So when we are double-minded, we don't know what the hell to do. So to change, you have to start here. And this is what I tell a lot of people. People say, oh, can you give me a diet? No, it's not about diet. I can tell you, eat broccoli for the rest of your life and it's going to work. Because see, people don't want to do the work. The people, like you were saying in the beginning, Melissa, the work that you and I put to look the way we look is not his job. And then people don't want to change their thinking, don't want to take that responsibility that the meaningful and lasting change has to be from the inside out. Yes. Everybody wants, give me the diet. No, get my book. That's what I tell them. Because everything that I have to tell you about how to make the change, how to make the transformation, is in my book. It's not about me telling you, oh, 4 ounces of chicken, 2 cups of broccoli, cauliflowers. That's not it. Right. It has to be a meaningful and lasting change. It has to come from within. It has to come start with your thinking. You start changing the way you think. You start visualizing. You start setting goals. You start seeing yourself different. Melissa, how can I make changes if I don't see myself differently? How? Right. I'm stuck in this vision of myself. Well, I'm 40 years old, so now this is my destiny to get old, wrinkled, whatever. No, that's true.
All right, so that's number 2. So number 3, 5 steps. She's drinking her water.
Yes, yeah. Oh, and this is and that's a great point, because people say to me, how much water do you drink? I drink as my body needed.
Yeah.
Somebody comes with a diet, you have to drink a gallon a day. But
right. Alkaline water. You have to, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So another beautiful step to stay young is to have an optimistic spirit. To have when we talk about the attitude, not to be a Pollyanna. I'm not asking you to be a Pollyanna, but I'm going to tell you one thing. And we go back to we always go back to square one, to the spirit. Because what happened when you have a spirit that is cultivated, so the spirit always see the beauty and the positivities and the possibilities. And so people are, instead of seeing possibilities, they see impossibilities. Yeah. So it's so powerful to have an attitude, a spirit that is trained to look for possibilities instead of impossibilities, because life is an ocean of endless possibilities. Endless, Melissa, endless. You look at the ocean, and I look at the ocean in the morning, because that's what I do after I do my yoga, I do my blog, or before my blog, I jump in the water. Life is an ocean of endless possibilities. And in quantum physics, the possibility I'm going to collapse, which means to manifest, is the possibility I'm focusing on. If I'm focusing on, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to exercise. I have children, I'm married, I have to cook, I don't have time to exercise. That's the possibility I'm collapsing. That's the possibility I'm making it happen. Yes. So that's another step that is important to take for staying vibrant at any age. And another one will be the meditation part of it. The meditation part. Another one is rest. Another rest. I already said that. Recreation. To take time to do nothing. To take time to enjoy beauty, to connect. And we are so separated from beauty, from nature, the flowers, the birds. So it's so powerful to go back to the source. go back to the original, what is it, source, the origin, go back to the beginning. And this is what that's what I did with my skincare. I went back to the origin, my grandmother. Yeah, I went back to my grandmother. I look at how her skin was. I look at how when she died of old age, because my family, nobody dies of diseases. Everybody died because they old age. And my grandmother never had even white hair. Can you believe that?
That's good.
From the beginning, she used coconut oil in her hair. But she put coconut oil in her hair, and her whole skin was coconut oil. But anyway, so that's another thing. So people can find also, which I think is more even effective. What are those things that you can do to rejuvenate and to feel great about yourself? What are those things that I can do?
Right.
I think it will be more powerful if people can sit down and say, these are 5 things that I can do that come from them to rejuvenate myself, to feel great about myself. And then if you don't know, if people don't have the foundation, because of course we have to have a foundation, then I would say get my book. So find any book that you think, or anybody that you respect and you think is a leading authority in the field. Then find the information that you need and create your own program. Because this is what happened to me, and I learned that with the bodybuilding and the rice you were mentioning. Because I was, like you said, Melissa, I was eating rice because everybody rice. And then I started doing the same thing because we all imitate everybody else, I done it. Pow, 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 pow. And I'm half an hour later, but I'm hungry. What happened? Well, rice didn't agree with me. The rice will take me up, and I crash in a half an hour. I said, this is not working. I'm hungry. I just ate. Then I found sweet potatoes. Yeah. Man, the sweet potato keeps my glycemic index like this for 2 hours and a half, and I don't think about food. And then 2 hours later, when I feel hungry, that I need to have my other meal. But what I learned that is everybody is different.
Everybody's different.
We cannot be tailoring everything like I do to you.
It's not generic.
No, it's not. And people have to take the time to listen. If you said, and this is very critical. If you tell somebody, please write for 2 days what you ate every day, they don't do it.
Right.
Or you react, because the only way you can find out is by you experiencing.
That's right.
You get it. You made the transformation better when you have coaches like Melissa or me guiding you, but you do the work. You do the work. You have to find out, oh, you know what? Rice didn't work for me. Let me try sweet potato. Oh, God, sweet potato didn't work for me. Let me try white potato. White potato works for me. And then what happens? You develop your own formula for success, and that is so powerful.
Yeah.
That's why your food and my food every day is the same meal. It's the same. So cook differently with different creativity. And I'm gonna reinforce this. When you do it like that, although Melissa and I, the main meal that we have is with chicken. And then if you really get into it, you'll see that you become the queen of chicken. That chicken tastes in every meal so deep. I'm shocked with myself. Because chicken, and of course I cannot write them down because I do it by the spur of the moment. I can't be stopping and I go pow, pow. Somebody has to be out there taping me when I'm doing it without me knowing, poo, to get the ingredient to the recipe. Because every recipe is original and you can't repeat it. And my chicken tastes totally different. And if I do a piece of steak, it's the same thing. What else do I eat? My eggs.
I love the creativity process of the kitchen. Like I look at a recipe that somebody has, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna change that up a little bit because I've tuned into my body and I know what my body likes and what works for me, and it's always simple. It's the simple ones to me that taste the grandest, because when you have cleared your body from all those toxins and all that junk from all the junk foods and processed foods, just the taste of a carrot even tastes amazing because you can literally taste it. And organic's even better. And then I'm blessed because I have parents that they have a garden, so I get my winter crops are going to be like broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and kale and green onions, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in South Louisiana.
Oh, wow, that's great.
It's a little cool over here for me right now. I know what you mean about the cold weather. I get to a point where I'm like, okay, it's time to go down to Miami. You know, because I can only take it for so long, and then I'm ready to roll out to the beaches.
Another thing that is great for like the question you asked me about the 5 things to do, yoga.
Yeah.
If people don't want to call it yoga for whatever reason, because they think it's a spirit, it's a whatever, I don't care.
Right.
But the flexibility of it. The flexibility, because especially as people start getting older, let me use a terminology, but as you start maturing, you need to keep your body loose. You need to stretch. You need to be flexible, because what happens when you have flexibility and you need to separate yourself, you can do this. And if I have to paint help. If I have to paint my back, I can do this because of my yoga. So keeping your body flexible, your ligament, your tendons, your muscle get nice and toned because you're using your own body weight. And then, of course, the relaxation, talking about minimizing the stress level, because stress ages you as fast as sleeping with makeup. So yoga is a great, great, great discipline. I mean, balance, you train your balance. See what happens when people get older, they start losing their balance. But you're not losing your balance because you're losing your balance because you don't have muscle mass and you don't practice balance. You don't do like yoga practice, balancing. You practice because you lose it. The brain, all those connections, neurons in the brain get lost. You have to keep stimulating and challenging your neurons. That's another portion of staying young. That's in my second book, and this one I talk about keep learning. Keep learning because
and hang out with people that are like, you diversify yourself and hang out with younger people and like people of I that's one thing that I've learned is that you never stop learning.
You never stop learning.
You never have to stop learning. So
have you heard that thing? Well, I'm too old to learn that. Oh, I'm too old for that.
Right.
No, you're not too old. You're too lazy.
Well, I had one last question for you because I want to be respectful of your time, and I really appreciate you spending all this time with me. There was one other thing in the book that I was really curious about because I don't go to the doctor either, and so because I don't have any symptoms, I don't have any problems other than maybe I have some melasma on my face, and you mentioned something about developing your muscles helping with your hormones and that you've never taken hormone therapy. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes. One of and I don't know if you saw that video in YouTube that I have about I have several videos in YouTube talking about muscle degradation.
Okay.
And I have a nice black dress. I have a black dress like this one.
Okay. In
the video, and it's called muscle degradation, and I give them all the points about how, because Melissa, when I went to school, and when you went to school, for some older, the muscle, when we studied biology or anatomy, the muscle was just for locomotion. It was for you to walk. Well, now we know that muscles have amazing benefits. For instance, your muscles is your highest source of energy. So if my muscles are my highest source of energy, no wonder people say, I don't have energy, but it's because you don't have muscles.
Because you don't have muscles.
You don't have muscles. If my muscle is my main source of energy, you can Google it, you can watch my video and do more research because it's fascinating, this stuff.
I'm going to do that.
Oh, definitely. If you will be amazed about, you will be glued to that video. And there is other ones that I had to talk about, all the ones that I talk about aging. But anyway, so your muscles are your main source of energy. So when people says, I don't have energy, you look at them, oh, you don't have muscle. we don't relate that. We don't think that way because nobody teaches us this way, okay?
Right.
And the only way, you also another way to do it, Melissa. I also have a video on that, but epic genetic. But if you Google epic genetic, and then you find everything that I'm telling you about this stuff. Imagine an epic, and I'm jumping, okay? An epic genetic, you can change your genes. Can you believe that? By changing your lifestyle.
Yeah.
When people say, well, my mom had diabetes, so I'm diabetic.
Right. Yeah.
No, you can change that. You don't have to be a diabetic. So we can change that by changing our lifestyle. So your muscles are your main source of energy. Another thing that the muscles do, they help you with your hormones. So they promote and the growth of your hormones. And see, when we are sleeping, that's when the human growth hormones segregate. And when we are working out. So if you want to segregate hormones for the human growth hormone that people inject for $1,000 one to injection,
Right.
No money. Go to the gym, work out your muscles, and then sleep. And that's why resting is so important, because I can go to the gym all day long, but if I don't rest, it's not going to happen. Okay?
Yeah, your body needs to repair and heal.
Absolutely. And that happens during the resting time.
When you're sleeping,
the time when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So the muscle, and there is such a myth about muscle and women that they, sometimes they make them, oh, I don't want to look so muscular. Well, looking muscular is good for you, baby. You won't have too much problem with hormones. You will have balance. You will have energy. You will have a tone. You won't be falling apart. You won't be losing your balance. You will, because all those, Melissa, are consequences of no. Every single moment you are there, your muscles are there, what I call muscle degradation. You're losing your muscle, but it's not because of course, if I don't use it, what happens, Melissa? I lose it.
You lose it.
If you don't open the door, the door gets rusty.
Yeah.
And then you have to put all 1040 or whatever oil to put oil, anything. And imagine the body is the same way. So, and this is very important. Women need to lift weight. They don't have to compete. They don't have to, but you got to strength.
Yes.
Because we, like I did in the beginning, I focus on conditioning, cardio. I was the queen of cardio. I used to do 10 miles every single morning, 10. And then I go to the gym and I do the steps for another hour. That was me, cardio queen. And then, but I was skinny.
Yeah.
No muscle.
Yeah.
I prefer not to run, just walk and develop my muscle.
Yeah.
Because also it gives you the young look. Then you keep your shoulders and your posture. Yeah, it's so important for women, because we start we start feeling start feeling old because now society seeing I'm 45, some more. No, hell no.
Well, that's like when I saw you, I was like, I've been saying, okay, I need to start bringing weights into my workout, and I've procrastinated on it. And I've been working out since I'm 18 years old, and I do light weights, but I really feel like I need to up my game, I'm ready to up my game. I'm not ready to say, oh, I need to pull back now because I'm getting older. No, I want to up it now because I want to fight what they say is going to happen to me now that I'm going to lose muscle. I don't want to lose my muscle.
No, because the only reason you're losing your muscle because they're telling you don't lift weight.
Right.
No, right. And then you're gonna go like me, the opposite way.
Yes. Yeah.
And then and then your muscle have more. Your muscle, see, for me, my muscle to look like this, Melissa, now it has to reach a point of muscle maturity, which means then when I keep lifting weight for years, right? Lifting, and then your muscle develop the maturity, so your muscle look mature now. Okay, so and that comes from practicing, and you start increasing. Absolutely, become a beast at the gym. If you do it yourself, but you start increasing the weight. You start increasing your weight because it's so powerful for you to have muscle, to feel it. And you know what, Melissa? You know what beautiful thing that you are, for instance, for me, at my age, I can lift anything. I don't have, no, whatever I lift things, you know, you're strong. And
I have gentlemen ask me, like, I get my water gallon filled up and they're like, do you need some help? I'm like, no, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's powerful. Like, of feeling, oh my God, you can't lift something, you know, oh my God. No, it's amazing. So women need to lift weight. And no, you start with a 5 pound. Oh no, I'm not gonna take the computer thing.
start light and then keep building.
Yeah, you keep building. You know, you keep building. You keep building every month. You keep going up and up and up. You start with 5, you go with 10, you go with 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, 25. You know, those kind of things that you see the progress. And you're not gonna do it overnight because nothing happens overnight. That's but right. You're gonna have the
consistency. That's my word.
That's the consistency. Yeah. What happened? People ask me, how long is going to take for me to see results, darling? Whatever it takes.
That's right.
The rest of your life. That's
right.
I wasn't looking like this last year. This is a new look for me because I'm almost 5 pounds of lean muscle mass. Yeah. And that's another thing about developing your muscle. When you go to the gym and you work the muscle, you keep burning calories for 24 hours.
Right.
See how beautiful the muscles are?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love muscles.
Amazing. Amazing.
And then people ask me, Melissa, what kind of fat burner you recommend? Cardio. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah. They just want to take that little magic little pill.
They think they're going to tell you, oh, you see this pill, you can order this on Amazon. No, mommy. You want to lose fat, do cardio, and lift weight. Yeah. That's how and don't eat too much.
Amen, sister. Well, you're amazing. I thank you so much for the interview. I'm actually looking forward to meeting you. Next time I'm coming through Florida, we're going to have to hook up.
Absolutely, Melissa. And keep in touch.
Yes, I will. All right. Well, until next time, pow!
Yeah. I said pow!
Bye.
Melissa, keep in touch, okay?
I will. I will. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.